This is Jonathan Agar with Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Shane McGuigan. Adam Azim's weighed in, all good. The support here is growing for Azim, you can tell. How excited is he for tomorrow night's, they're saying a litmus test? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's exactly what he needs at this stage of his career. He's not boxed since November, but he's been in the gym the whole time. He's in great shape. He's came in a pound under. So yeah, he's in great shape. He's getting a good head place, and I'm excited about tomorrow night. You know what you're going to get with Steve Claggett. He's going to be walking in. He's going to be trying to stay at high pace. Takes a great shot. So you want action, you're going to get tomorrow night. And I think it's down to Adam to be strategic, dissect him, break him up as the fight goes on, and ideally try and force a stoppage.
Yeah, Steve's been saying all week he's going to bring the pressure, but does that not work in Adam's favour if he does that?
Makes sense. That's what he has to do. Do you know what I mean? You see it in all of his fights. He brings the pressure. I think, Adam's a natural counter puncher, but he can also stand in the pocket. You've seen in his last few fights even against Zahara Davies, just stood there with him. He did the same with Litnets. He did the same with Kurt Scobie. So he's very effective on the inside, and he doesn't just run away. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it when Adam starts turning a screw and standing with him.
You said to the BBC this week that Azim's the most naturally gifted fighter you've ever worked with. I mean, you've worked with some top fighters. Is that the case? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I'd stand by that. I think in terms of actual talent, ability, natural talent, and he's coachable. You've got people like Chris that might not have the natural talent, but then he was coachable. Josh Taylor was somewhere in between. He had talent, but was very coachable, and I could get the best out of him. So you can see, you saw a bit of a drop off after he left, but that's probably one of the reasons he got so far, is because he was coachable, and you can work with that. And Adam's got the both. He's got that talent, but he's also coachable. So that's why I'm so excited about his career and his journey. It's because it's not even started yet in terms of where he's going to go to in his career. This is we haven't even had a big fight yet, and this again is going to be an exciting fight, one on the journey. But his big tests are coming in the next year, and then when he gets that world level, he's going to be one of the guys that can go to America and beat the American fighters, and he's going to have to beat the likes of Devin Haney, Hitchens, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevens. But I believe he can beat those guys. I genuinely believe he can beat them. So I've never worked with a fighter that you could take to the States. Well, I have worked with a few, but not that you'd take and have full confidence. Do you know what I mean? Because there's always a little kryptonite out there.
I want to talk about Caroline. I believe she's heading out, or she's there in America for Stephanie Han. She won the winner.
Of course she does, yeah. I mean, in an ideal world, that's where we would go. But Han cuts quite easy, and she's had a few injuries in her career. I think Stephanie Han will beat Holly Holmes, but an upset could obviously be caused. I think if Holly Holmes win, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Amanda Serrano gets that fight, because it's two marquee names. But I think we've also got to look and set our sights on the Turkish girl, because she's had a great flattered win against Beatrice, but she's very beatable. If we can't get the Alicia Baumgartner fight, or we can't get the winner of Han versus Holly Holmes, then we'll look to get the Turkish girl. So it's either way, Caroline's looking to clean up the division. Do you know what I mean? Try and stamp her name on the division and become number one, and obviously cement herself as the unified / undisputed.
Chris in action next week in Bournemouth. How's everything going with him?
Great. He's done a punching session this morning. Him, Lee Cutler, Alex McMillan, all out. The Bournemouth boys. They're Morecambe, but we should call them the Beach Boys, because they all grew up on the beach. They're looking to take over Bournemouth next week, and it's great to have three guys on the one card. It's got great camaraderie in the gym. They're all training for the same purpose, and obviously different magnitudes of their career. But Chris is looking great. He's in good shape. Ryan Rosicki talks a lot of shit. He's going to come over here, give it everything. You know he doesn't just talk shit. He looks to back it up. But I'm excited about that one as well because it's going to be an exciting fight.
What's the latest with Ellie? Obviously, relinquished her belts, moving up. What's the latest with her?
Well, she's just been made mandatory at the WBC, which Tiara Brown is boxing in next week or this week, I think it is. So then it's we'll have that opportunity to box for a WBC featherweight world title in the next fight, hopefully.
A couple of quick ones. Usyk, Verhoeven, I know it's been spoke to death. Do you think Usyk should take the rematch?
Say that again, sorry.
I think Usyk should take the rematch or fight Caballero next.
Not equally as dangerous because Rico, he got the measure of him, but he's still going to be an awkward night for him. He obviously struggled with the awkwardness. Normally you see a fighter like Usyk be patient, wait for them to gas out a little bit and then really take them out when they're not experienced in boxing. But the fact that it went to the 11th round and it was a bit of a dubious stoppage. I think the thing about Oleksandr Usyk, he needs to get back on the phone, get his ex-promoter back on the team, get Klimas back on, get his coach back on. Obviously there's some stuff going on there in that camp. I know only a fraction of what it's like because I've dealt with certain people with big entourages, but I can only imagine what it would be like working with Usyk and the magnitude of people he'd have with him. And then the problem with that is everyone's got a voice and everyone's got an opinion, and it can get a pretty toxic place. But he needs to be in the gym respecting his coach, respecting his team, respecting his decisions and being the boxer, not trying to make the decisions himself, because that is where you take your eye off the ball and you can nearly get beaten by a kickboxer and never have a professional fight. It's shocking. So he has to go and take a long hard look at himself. Caballero should not even be part of the equation because Caballero's just the intensity, the pressure, he's got a good chin. Caballero's kryptonite is power. Zhang dropped him, he's been hurt a few times before, but Usyk's not a massive puncher, he's an accumulation puncher, and someone like Caballero is going to put the pressure on you, he'll force you into position so you can't get your counters off. Look at Rico gave Usyk problems because of the pressure. Chisora gave him pressure, given that pressure gave him problems. Daniel Dubois tried to stand back and jab him, do you know what I mean? Andy Joshua tried to, got lost in limbo land, got bamboozled by the technique of him, and Tyson Fury's the counterpuncher. So he's never really boxed guys that are going to stay on you and just literally not suffocate you like Caballero does to these guys. And you have to be incredibly fit, incredibly prepared. And I just think if he's going to box any of those guys, he needs to implement the right people back in his team.
Last one, you trained Dubois in the past. Fury came out and said, look, I've got no interest in fighting Dubois. Does that surprise you at all? Is it a bad style matchup? Do you think that's what he's thinking? Or?
No, I think Daniel will be quite suited to Fury, to be honest. Daniel's got a great jab. Fury's good at taking the jab away because he's so long. He also has a great level of concentration, and the thing about Daniel is he switches off in fights and switches off as the rounds go on, and Fury will capitalise on those moments. And I just think it's risk versus reward. What's Fury in it for? He's in it for big names. And Daniel's, yes, he's established his name, but the rematch is going to be exercised. You're probably looking at a year before Fury even has the opportunity of doing that. And then to win another world title? I understand where he's coming from. Yeah, he has to get maybe one warm-up fight, box AJ. They should just box each other, by the way. But box AJ, there'll probably be a rematch clause there, win, lose or draw, box him twice, sail off into the sunset, because he won't beat Usyk, and if he hangs about too long, the likes of, Moses Tuma will chew Fury up. Do you know what I mean? Because that is that youth. He's Father Time's been round the corner for him for a long time. So he's slowing down. He's not what he once was. Have his marquee fights and get out.
Cool. Shane, best of luck tomorrow. Check out his YouTube channel, Shane McGuigan. When are you posting? Fans want to know.
I don't know. I need to get back on that. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Shane, best of luck, mate.
Cheers, on it.